Hello everyone and welcome to the Captain's videoweblog. We are Tuesday, August the 2nd, 2016 and we're gonna speak about Monday Night Raw. The first hour, oh god, the first 35 minutes were one huge segment that started with Sasha Banks. You gotta give, you gotta give it to her. She is going to be one of the faces of Monday Night Raw, and giving her the opening segment is great. Then she was confronted by Charlotte because they're gonna have a rematch at SummerSlam, obviously. So yeah, it went to some petty arguments because Charlotte said that Sasha is pretty much a one night stand with the title, and Charlotte retorted that if it hadn't been for one night stand, well, Charlotte would have never been there. Because there's this whole thing about Charlotte saying that she's better than her father, and Chris Jericho came out and he added another layer saying, yeah, who's Ric Flair anyway? Yeah, am I right? Just I don't really understand the logic of this. But then came out Enzo Amore, who made some little innuendos, but I wouldn't say that he was white knighting, but it kind of felt like it at some point. And then, well, it was decided that they would have a mixed tag match as soon as possible, which meant right here, right now, pretty much. Kevin Owens, for some reason, came out and he had a wonderful tie. He was on commentary, and it was the greatest thing, like probably the best thing about this whole segment, to be quite honest. Which included dives between the ropes. God damn it, I hate that spot. Dana Brooke coming out. Where was she anyway? Big Cass coming out after the match. After the team of Enzo and Sasha lost, despite the fact that Sasha landed a nice old slap on the face of Chris Jericho, who then complained that there was an interview, and then he was trying to find the name of someone who would have his back, like Jimmy Marvin Lumberg, something like that. But then Kevin Owens was like, I'll have your back. Sorry, I know you're making shit up, but I'll have your back. He doesn't speak like that. Like I was making Kevin Owens have the voice of Enzo Amore, so that was weird. But then there was a tag team match, I think. No, there was Braun Strowman who destroyed another jobber. The jobber was there because he was going to have $1,000. Good for him. He's being honest. So yeah, there was a tag match between Golden Truth and the Shining Stars, because last week, R-Truth, Pokemon Go and all that, he made the Shining Stars lose their match against Enzo and Big Cass. But this time the Shining Stars won because, well, once again, R-Truth was too focused on Pokemon Go, so he didn't see that Goldust wanted to make a tag. So yeah, there was that. Let's speak about the other matches that don't really matter, though. I mean, I guess matters. Nia Jax has destroyed another local performer. Okay, why not? Then she said, "Yeah, I'm not like all the other girls, and look, if you want me to show you how well I feel, well, I will go back on my opponent." And the cameraman we didn't really see that because the cameraman ate Byron Saxton. Oh yeah, little mistake that not a lot of us saw live, but that was very much obvious later. John Cone, the referee, tried to hand Charlotte the women's championship belt. Dude, don't you watch the product? So yeah. What else was there? Oh yeah, an interview of Finn Balor. Now Finn Balor isn't exactly the one who is, you know, the best with a microphone in his hands. So his interview was basically saying that he didn't understand uh, why Seth Rollins didn't have to qualify to to the to the WWE and Universal Championship match, that he basically was handed that chance, while he, Finn Balor, had earned it, which prompted Seth Rollins to come out and saying, "Yeah, I wasn't handed anything, and if I'm handed anything, it's going to be the WWE Universal Championship after I beat you at SummerSlam." And Finn Balor was like, "Oh yeah, well, I mean, if you're going to get handed one thing at SummerSlam, it's your ass," and that was pretty cool. And Seth was visibly pissed, and he was like, "Oh yeah, you've got a big mouth on you. I'm gonna destroy your good friend Sami Zayn, and you're gonna see who's the man." And he tried to attack Finn, but Finn, he blocked so early that you can really see that it, you know, kayfabe. Anyway, so yeah, and then Finn had the bicycle kick, and it was great, and he was like, "Oh," and pretty much saying a big fuck you to Seth Rollins, who then won his match against Sami Zayn. Great match, to be quite honest. Sami Zayn worked his way out of two pedigrees, but then he went for the haluva kick. Except he's the good guy, and he's kind of irrelevant in this rivalry, so obviously he was going to lose. But yeah, when he jumps over the top rope, it feels safer than pretty much anyone else diving through the ropes. I don't get it. How does that work? Um, uh, yeah, but it was a very good match. Like the Blue Thunder Bob, at one point you're gonna have to understand that it just doesn't win a match. You gotta really put your weight onto your opponent. You know, basically on his shoulders and his arms, if you want to have him down for the pin. Because if you don't do that, that's not gonna work. Speaking of people who usually dive through the ropes, the New Day have been challenged to a match by the club, but they had to throw someone out. Well, not literally, but they had to let someone backstage because the New Day, the club wanted to have a good old 2-on-2. Except that didn't work exactly for them, as they lost the match pretty fast, to be quite honest. But then, boy howdy, did I mean, the New Day got their asses handed to them pretty bad. Um, and I mean, the worst probably isn't Xavier Woods or Kofi Kingston, who ate a boot of doom, or Magic Killer or whatever. It's probably Big E, who got his testicles crushed. At least it shows that the club are, you know, more than just AJ Styles sidekicks, and it's really good to see it that way. Like, it's just not been shown enough, I guess. What else? Mark Henry wanted to reopen the Hall of Pain, but Mick Foley and Stephanie said that he was only going to be a mentor, so Mark got pretty pissed. So Mick Foley, you know, decided to disarm the bomb before it blew up in his face, and said, "Yeah, you're gonna have a match for the US Championship against Rusev." But Mark Henry lost pretty fast, which prompted Roman Reigns' arrival for some reason. Like, what is Roman Reigns even doing there? Like, what's the point of your presence, man? They had an intense stare down, and then he did a couple of Superman punches, and he was like, "Yeah, American hero, am I right?" So that's pretty much the only time he's gonna get cheered, because Rusev is just so great as a heel. Yeah, so that wasn't really compelling, you know, as a storyline. Like, what are you doing? Are you seriously going to be the next contender for the US title? You last week you said that you wanted to go for the Universal Championship. One Finn has won it. What the hell? Why would you want to demote yourself? Is it because you got struck for using drugs and Rousseff was saying, yeah, it's not fair. The Russians and the Bulgarians, even though the Bulgarians didn't get struck for using drugs, but the Russians did. So yeah, there was that. And so the US athletes don't deserve any gold medal they're gonna get in Rio. Yeah. So there was another match, really great, but still mid card, between um, Antonio Cesaro and Sheamus, who are two great performers in ring, but one has the ability to tell a story, the other not that much. I mean, he can, but it looks like he's lost his way, as been acknowledged by Stephanie and Mick Foley. They had a great match. Cesaro athletic as ever with his corkscrew springboard uppercut and the neutralizer and the senton of the apron. God, I really love this man. So yeah, Cesaro won, and apparently he's positioning himself somewhere in the card for a title opportunity some time in the future, but I don't know which title and I don't know when. Yeah. Also, Jinder Mahal beat Heath Slater despite the two coming out together and saying, yeah, we the two-man band once again, baby. And Mick Foley said, no, I only have one more spot on the card, and was like, okay. So Jinder Mahal won pretty fast, and he's on Raw. So yeah, Heath Slater, sorry man. Yeah. What else? Yeah, the final segment. Paul Heyman talking about, you know, Brock Lesnar and saying that, yeah, I'm Brock Lesnar. He can destroy everyone. And Randy Orton, he says that they say that he has the great equalizer, the RKO, and he's always one RKO away from winning a match, but he won't be able to land an RKO out of nowhere, and yada yada. And just as he said that, Randy Orton landed an RKO out of nowhere on Brock Lesnar, and then since he's a SmackDown superstar, he's not supposed to be on Raw, so he fucked off right through the crowd, and he just decided to strip himself, like, why you have pants? Why do you have to remove your shirt? What the hell, Randy? Stop it. He's weird. Not as weird as seeing a car in the rafters of the Philips Arena. What was up with that? So yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't bad. It wasn't great like last week. It was just another episode of Raw, I guess. I don't really know what to expect of SmackDown, but there's American Alpha, and apparently there's going to be a new women's title on SmackDown, and maybe even a tag team championship on SmackDown. So that's gonna be great. I'm really looking forward to it. So anyway, thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Goodbye. We'll talk about SmackDown, and it's probably gonna take less time. I hope so.